Hello everyone, my name is Jinpeng Yang. After having a look at the description of the task, I want to say that I'm gonna build a web dashboard for employee information management. And here is my idea. My idea is that my web page will contain two pages. The first page will be the employees information dashboard. So it will look like this. So let me insert a table, maybe 5 rows or 5 columns and 4 rows. And in each row or in each column, it contains information about employee. So let's assume that the first column will be employee ID, and the second will be the first name of this employee. The next one will be the last name, and also has the phone number and the salary information. And for each row, it contains each employee. And also on the left side of this table, there should be a button. Maybe I'm gonna add a button named add a new employee, which means that once we click this button, it will help us to turn into another page, and in another page we can add a new employee. Okay, I'm gonna show you in the next slide. On the second slide, there should be a form that we can input information here and also submit this form. So it will be look like this. So also a table form. So the first row it should be the first name. Second should be the last name. Next will be the phone number, and the last one will be the salary. And also on the right side, we can input the information of this new employee. So let's assume that Jinpeng, this is the first name, Yang is the last name, and my phone number will be 111111111. Also my salary will be like 10,000. This is my salary. Okay, once we finish this form, we need another button. Another button maybe named submit. And once we click this submit button, all of this information will be stored into our database, and also go back to the first page. And on this page, there will be another new row that contains the information of this new employee, which we're gonna add, which we added just now. So this is the basic, like the front end page, and also the basic steps or the workflow for this web page. And also next I'm gonna introduce that what program language or framework I'm gonna use. So the main programming language I'm gonna use is the Node, JavaScript, and the React. To say it more details is that on the backend, I'm gonna use Node and also the Express framework. Front end, I'm gonna use React. The database part, I use MySQL. for the data storage. And also maybe in the deployee aspect, deployment, I am about to use Heroku. And also maybe there will be another choice. Let's say that I didn't decide it now, but let me write Heroku here. So this is the basic language or frameworks I'm gonna use. I create a new folder named Hasura, which will contain the backend and the frontend um, code in this folder. And open this folder. Firstly, I built a new folder named backend, and in this folder, I'm gonna write my backend code here. So firstly, I open my CMD, the command line, to input npm init, which initialize this folder. And after I initialize, it will build a package.json file in this folder. And I use my IDE will be the Visual Studio Code. So also I input this backend folder in my workspace, and here there's a folder named package.json. Like I said before, this side on the backend side, I'm gonna use Node and Express. So here I have to install the Express. Okay. Express, and also I have to use MySQL database. So there is another package named MySQL I have to install. Okay, while it's installing, okay, cool. It's installed like MySQL and Express. And here we can see the package name and the version of this package. Cool. And also, I prepared another file named data.js, and I'm gonna input it. Here I prepared a JS file named data.js, and in this file it contains some like employees data example. So let's say that's the employee ID, first name and the last name and the phone number. And also I export this file. Okay. Firstly, I'm gonna build new file named index.js. So in this file, it's entrance to the backend. So in this firstly, I'm gonna input the express. And also create a new app. Give this app a very easy root slash. And also write callback function. So let's do that. Response send hello what, and also I thought this application will listen a port. Let's input this port number 95050. Also put callback function name that I am listening 5050 port. Well, this is a very small application, and it only has one routine. So here I'm gonna run this survey. So on this terminal, I'm gonna npm it's node impacts.js. Okay, cool. It's console log that I'm listening 5050 port. Okay, next I'm gonna open my browser and input like the local host, and the port number will be 5050. Also, let's input enter. Oh, cool. It's a hello. It's a hello world. Hello world. It's a hello world. Oh, nice. This is a very good beginning. Let's go back to the PPT for the designing part. And on this part, like I said, backend designing. So according to the requirement of the task, at least I have to route two endpoints. First endpoint will be read, and another endpoint will be write. So here, let's say read endpoint, and in this API or endpoint, I'm gonna read all of this information in database. And so let's assume the link will be like employees, and which means that once we call this API, it will return all of this information and all of this employees. So on the backend side, I'm gonna give my app a not route the employees. And also, by the way, this endpoint should be get. Should be get method. So I will use get employee, and also IQ request response here. Let's assume that I'm gonna send I am querying all of information. So I'm gonna pass it now. Here we are gonna use employee. So it returns the result that we want. I'm querying all of this information. Cool. And go back to the slides. Another point named right endpoint. And in this point, we are gonna add the new employee and store that into our database. So the link will be, let's assume that add new employee, or that's a new employee. Name the new employee, and also the method should be post method. Also, let me create in my server part. So app dot post new employee. also request response. And also there's something called something like this. Code we have to write some code here to store the data into our database. So now this is a very simple framework I have built, and also it works on the browser. The next step is to create a database, or a table on my local. Here I have already created a new database named project, but there is no tables in this database. And so first I'm gonna import the package which will work for the database part. So I'm gonna post my SQL. And after that, I'm gonna create a collection. Let's let connection. My SQL create connection. And here I have to put the options. So let me assume there's a options. There is an object, and here is host. The first will be host, and the local will be the local host, and user root password and port number. Port will be 3306 by default, and the database name will be project, which I created just now. And here I want to say that this is option for the employee on the development in my own, and maybe after I finish this on my local, I need to deploy online, so there will be environment named production environment. And anyway, I'm going to create a new options. Maybe another host, another user, and another path, but I'm gonna leave here. Cool. So now let's only connect the development environment. So I put options here, and after I define this connection, I have to connect my local database. Cool. Now after I wrote this code, which means that I have already connected the database. Here, next step is to create tables. There are several ways to create tables on database. Here, I can create can create a new table here on my SQL workbench, but I don't want to do it here. I want to use another API, which is not a requirement on this description. But it will be helpful when I deploy online. So I'm gonna create a new API, create a new API. Maybe here name this is another endpoint. It will be new table, which means this API will help us to create new table in database. But it's not on MySQL command line, or it's not in my SQL workbench. It's totally in the Node, also in the Node.js file. And also I'm gonna put it uh, get method. It's a get method. So here I'm gonna create get new table, and in this row, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna to create a table. So how would I create a table? So here I have to define an SQL query named create table named employees, and in this table it contains first the employee ID, and it will be an integer type and not null. Another one also it should be auto increment. Next one will be the first name. I'm gonna put it varchar 20 for the maximum names, and the default is now. Master name same, and phone number. Also the salary. Salary will be the maximum 10 and 2 decimals. And then the last, the primary key for this table should be the employee ID. Cool. This is a SQL language that will help us to create a new table. But once we define it, it haven't created a new table for us now. So next, I'm gonna use connection dot query to execute this SQL language. And also, as a result, we have wrote another callback function. If there is an error, we're gonna throw error information. If there is no error, we can send some message for us to let us know that okay, we can see that table created. And once it's created successfully, it returns this message for us. So okay, let's save it and also run on the browser. So the link should be new table. Okay, so once I enter it, it returns table created. So next I go to my SQL dashboard to see refresh here to see whether okay there is a new table named employees. It contains employee ID, first name, last name, phone number, salary, which we created just now. Cool. So the next step will be input or insert some values into this empty table which we created just now. And also, like I said before, I have already have some data here as a data example. In this document, I see that we can choose CoinBook database, which is a way for load assembled dataset into my database. Here, however, here, I would like to use another way, like I did just now. I would create a new API or new endpoint for us to insert this sample dataset into the database. So on the PowerPoint, I'm gonna create a new endpoint named insertion. This way, insert or load the data set to database. Also, I gave it get method. Here I want to mention it again. The reason I create these two new endpoints, like new table and insertion. The reason for this is that I think on the deploy part, on the deploy step, these two endpoints will help us a lot to help us to speed up the deploy step. This is based on my previous experience. Cool. And also here I have to create new endpoint. I'm gonna folder this previous point. So to say it look here. So here I need data. So firstly I'm gonna input the date into my index.js file. So const employee my data file date, and now my date is in this file. Here I have to input in here. Insert this data into the table, and also I have to design new SQL query language. Insert into the table name will be employees and the first name, last name, and phone number. The name of the columns and the salary values, and also employee data, which we require at the beginning. It's a list. It's an array in the JavaScript, so I'm gonna use for each to iterate. And here, I'm gonna SQL equals to so I have to put item first name item, but lastly, phone number, salary, and then also there is a comma. So I add this new string at the end of this string, and also for each item I add a new string. But on the last item, so which the last item we have to delete the column. So here I'm gonna use another way. So if the index equals to the my data says -1, so which means now okay, the current item is the last one. So in the last one, there is the same way. Let you see. Same way, but there is no column at the end, so I'm gonna delete the column here. And if there is, if it's not the last one, so we are gonna use this. There is a column. There is a comma. Here, now we have already built the whole cycle. During now we have to execute it. Action dot query cycle, and also arrow results. So the same, if there is an error, we're gonna zero this error. If not, we're gonna send some message for us, something like this, like insert successfully. Cool. This is, and I think this new endpoint is done. So let's save it and run it on the browser. Say it's insertion. Okay, there is something wrong. Let's say that. So find error information. Oh, okay, I know that. I have to put a quotation mark and the string type, the varchar type in the database. Salary is a decimal, so we don't need to put the quotation mark. Okay, cool. Let's save it and run it again. Oh, cool. It says insert successfully. It is the insert successfully. Now we can see it here. The tables on the MySQL dashboard. Let's say, let me run some SQL language here to see whether it works. Okay, I'm gonna use project selection from the employees. The cool, it returns the result Stephen King and the salary. Cool, which means that we have already inserted this data set example into our tables. Cool. So now we have our database and tables done. So the next step we're gonna finish is the employees endpoint. Here, let me give some information is this point is done. The next step is to finish the read endpoints. To query all of the employee information from the tables. Okay, let's go back to this route. And here I have to define a new SQL query sentence name. Select start from the table name employees. And also I have to execute this SQL query. So let's say connection dot query. So SQL and also another go back function named arrow or result. Also the if arrow and if there's no arrow, I'm gonna return. I can return some information, but here what I want to return is to the result JSON. The results here, but here it's a string, it's not a JavaScript object, so I'm gonna use JSON string file this, and if it works, we can say that all of the information on the browser. Let me save it and run it in browser. So now this endpoint will be the employees. Cool, it returns the information, right? Returns all of these rows, the records from the tables. Cool, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, we have 10 employees. And also like the same, right? Same result as we looked at the MySQL dashboard, also on the browser. Cool. So we can see that this endpoint is done. Cool. The last endpoint will be the right endpoint, and I named it new employee, which we add new employee into the database. And this should be a post method. And on Express, we want receive the data in the post API. We have to use another middleware. So, but before that, we have to install it. So let me install it. Install body parser. So it's installing. Cool, it's installed and very fast. So I'm gonna also import it in pass. And once I import it in, I have to do some settings. Use body parser URL input extent equals to false. That's the reason why I use Visual Studio as an editor, because once I input something, it can choose the possible choice I'm gonna choose. it's very helpful for me. Also use body pass. Also there is JSON. Oh. So after I use this middleware, and also in this endpoint, API endpoint, and all of this information I have is in the request body object. It's an object, and it contains the information from the form. So firstly, I have to get the information from this object. Let first name equals to the key of the first name is consistent with the name in the input, which is in the HTML. I will show you later. So last name phone number. Send. Cool. We got the information from the forms. The next step is to insert this information into the tables. And also that SQL will be inserted into my employees. And will be first name, last name, phone number, salary, values. Here I use question mark for placeholder. And also we have to also SQL parameter, which is an array that contains the information we got from forms. First name, there is a misspelling. Then first name, last name, phone number, salary. Cool. Okay, once all of this done, we have to exit it again. So connection. Okay. SQL parameters here, and also there is a arrow. This is a callback function without fails. So if arrow, let's throw this arrow. If there's no arrow, we can also send the result like I did it before. Cool. I finished this new endpoint. However, it's a post endpoint, and we need a form to test it. it cannot be tested easily from this browser like previously we did. But don't worry, I'm gonna test it once I finish the front-end designing. So here we can see it's done. So up to now, I can see that the backend part, all of them are done, and most of them are tested successfully. So the next part will be, and also with when we did this backend, we can see that the database part is also done, right? So the only thing we need to do is for front-end and deployment. So the next slide, we're gonna say the front. Okay, the front-end, I'm gonna create a, a new folder in the HasuraProject named front-end. No, will not create it in this way because I'm gonna use the React. So I have open my command line to use create React app named front end in this project, and it will take for a while. So now let me wait it's ending. Okay, while it's creating a new app, I will go back to the UI page. I did it before. So here I want to insert a text box to say that I would say employee information dashboard, make it bigger, and make it at center, and make this two. Line middle, and put them a little bit down. This, and also in this page, copy paste. I am going to say that create new employee. Also, it should sync. Cool. I want to give some titles. Let's go back to the command line. Cool. It's still creating this app. So I want to finish this. Backend. Great. Backend frontend. Frontend. Basically, like I showed before, we have two pages. First page will be the information dashboard. I'm gonna name it home page. Home page. This is its name, and the function is to create a table and sub button. This table is for showing information to users. And this this button is for adding new employees. And on the second page, create new employee. So on this page, I'm gonna name it new employee page. This page is create a form which we can include the employee information, new employee information, and also there is a button which submits the new information. Exactly, it's to submit this new information into the API to the endpoint, but it doesn't matter. It's a database. This is my plan for the front-end design. So let's go back to the, okay, cool, it's still installing. So let's say, by the way, for the style designing, so I want to use the Bootstrap. So maybe I have to add another framework or tools named Bootstrap. Yeah, add it here. So let us wait. This React app is installed. And also, I'm gonna add this folder, front folder, into the current workspace on Visual Studio. On the source page, based on what I wrote in the PowerPoint, this front will contains two pages, the home pages and the new employee page. But before this, I want to show whether this React app is working now. So I'm gonna return to the front, go back to the front end terminal and to run npm start. See whether it works by default. The default port number for React is 3000. Okay, cool. This is the default page once we installed the React on my local. So next, I'm gonna do some change and do some design for the front end. First, I'm gonna add is that we have two pages. So here on this folder, on the source, I'm gonna create a new folder named pages. And in these two pages, and in this folder, we know that we have to first is the home page, JS, and also another page named new account JS. So these two pages are two main UI pages. I'm gonna first go to the home. Go to the home page. Import React from React, and also here I used the class-based components. I create a class home instance. This component should instance React component. Here constructor function. This here now I have no idea like what state should be including this state in this state attributes, but here I keep it empty. And also I have to render. I have to run the function, run the hook. Then here I'm gonna return like hello. This is home page. This is information, and also I have to export these components to export default home, and also on the new account page at the same, but the information I'm gonna see. This is a new account. Oh, I create a new employee. Yeah, new employee page. New employee page. This is a new employee page, which for us to create a new employee. Also, this is the home page. And also because we have to switch the pages in React, so I have to use another package in React, linked React router. React Zoom. So before that, I have to install it. So I open another terminal. So start npm install React router from save. This page. While it's installing, I have to write something. First, I have to input the whole from dot home component from pages home.js and import new employee component from pages new employee. Also, there is some components from the React root. First will be the root. Wait. Also, browser. Root. And here I have changed the function-based component to class-based component, but the name will keep the same. Because we have two pages in front end, so we have to look. First one it will be create, which is paid for create a new employee, and the second one will be the home, which in this we have two pages on front end. So we have to add two routes on the React. The first route is to create a new employee. The second is the home route. Home route it will read the tables and add the new employee button. So the component will be the home component. Now it's done. Code is done, but the installing is still installing. But don't worry, maybe after it's installed, we can test it. Okay, while it's still installing, I'm gonna design the home page components. This is the home page, so we have to add a button and a table, and here also with the information, the employee information. So on this page, on the home page, the state, I'm gonna define an array named my employees. By default is an empty array, but before this component is, we have to get the employee information from our API. So there is a React lifecycle function or a lifecycle hooks named component where month. So on this page, before the rent function is called, the component where month function will be called. So in this function, we can have some like data query from the API stuff. So here I have to define a URL for us to get the data. So before this, from the API part, we have this link. So I'm gonna copy it into this. So I'm gonna change the localhost to this. And also, let's give a comment here. Here is a environment. And also, maybe if on the production environment, it will be another URL, but they are the same. How can we get the data from the URL? Here we have to use another package named Exos, and also there is no Exos. We have to install it. Okay, I think I have to wait. The previous package is installed. Then I can install the Excel, a new package. Cool. And the required packages are installed. Here, I'm gonna use the Excel package to fetch or query the data from the APIs. And here also I have defined the API URLs. So the first for the home page, for the home component, the API we are gonna use is to get all of the information of the employee. So it's a get method. So I'm gonna use exam get URL. And also once it's succeed, it will return a promise object in JavaScript. I can use then. So I'm going to use response. Also give it function here. Let's say that let's console log this response state. Okay. To say what gonna happen or what result can we get from this API. So firstly, I'm gonna return our backend server again. I'm gonna open another terminal. Backend. Okay, cool. Our backend API is opened again. and also I can see that well, it works. It returns this result, and also on the front end, also open up or React. Okay, the page is axiom is not defined. Oh yeah, we have to import it. Yes, I will save it, right again, and the page will be the home page. Hello, this is the home page. Yeah, this is the home page. It returns the content in the render function. But how can we get the content in component web command? We can open the tools to see the console. Run it again. There is no result. Component where amount URL get URL then response. So let's console IMA component where amount function. Save it. Not again. There is no result. Component where mount h at URL axiom get URL component component missing spelling, sorry. Component. Here we can see that I'm in component where amount function access to accept. Oh, it's a common issue when I build APIs and pull the data from that API. It's a cross origin issue. So I solved this issue before, but I cannot remember the exact step. Maybe I can use like express cross express, yeah, cross essential. So cross middleware. Oh yeah, maybe I need to install another middleware. Yeah, npm install chorus. Okay, I need to install another course on my backend part. So I'm going to stop this. Install course. Okay, and require it, use it on my backend. I'm going to require and also for the app, I'm going to use it as this middleware. I start this backend server again. Let's see whether it works. Okay, great, worked. So now let's go back to the Run the page and run it again. Oh cool, there is no issue, no data issue. And also it returns the array from the APIs. Cool. So, okay, here the response data is the array. So now I have put this data into my state. Okay, I need to use another function to update my state. It's named this set state my employees, and I have used deconstruction method response data. And also, after I do this, my employees array will be changed. Let me write again. Oh, and say maybe say the components. Yeah, okay, cool. You can say that my employees array are changed. So the next step is how to render this information into this array into my page. So here I need to change something. Like I said before, for the CSS designing, I use the Bootstrap also, and also I installed it already. So here in this part, I'm gonna import the Bootstrap dictionary CSS. Okay, cool. I install it, and I have to create some class. Will be class name is container, which is a basic concept in Bootstrap, and also in the next will be class name equal to rule, and on this page, I want to put a button at the left and the table at the right. So I'm gonna firstly put this table plus name equals to, it has 8 columns. Cool, and the right side has 8 columns, and in that I'm gonna input a table tag, also class name equals to table in Bootstrap. Cool. And also in that table it will have t hat, the table hat, and also has the table body. So this is the basic constructing for this page. And in this in the header we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column names. It should be the first will be employee ID, second will be, let me copy 5, and second will be first name, phone, salary. So let's see what will happen. Okay, cool. It shows the header of this table: employee ID, first name, last name, phone number, and salary. Cool. So the next step is to render the body part, the content in table body. So the table body, the data are from our employees, and now they are in the state. So here I'm gonna use this state my employees map. In this function, I have to iterate each item and index. So I'm gonna return each employee represents each row. So I have to return key label row and also give it a key for. And also in each row we have key table data. First will be item dot employee ID. Let's see what's the data inject in each item. Yeah, employee ID, first name, last name. The second will be, let me copy 5. The second will be first name, last name, first name, last name, phone number, salary. So let's save and see what will happen. Cool, it returns the result and render the information here. Here I want it to be more clear. So in this table, I'm gonna add the text be center alignment. Cool, the state center alignment. Okay, the right side is finished. I'm gonna fold it. So the next step is to add a button on the left. So on the left, I'm gonna give it last name. On the right side, it has 8 columns, and so for the left, it's gonna have 4 columns. Say OL4, and also let's say it's gonna give a button tag class name equals to button, and the content should be add a new employee. See what's gonna happen. Cool, it's the button is listed on this page, but the position are not good. So I'm gonna change something for adjusting the position. So how would I say? Let me say class name. Give it margin top equals to 5. Okay, cool. It's moving down a little bit. But like I did in the GPT, I want to add the employee information dashboard this title for this page. So I'm gonna add something. Steve last name row D5 add another div tag to P plus equals to H2 and also give employee information dashboard Okay, cool. The content is here, but it's the name of this title is so long, and it goes to another line. So in order, I'm gonna just delete something. Give it employee info dashboard. Cool. Employee dashboard. Okay, this title is good, but this bottom and this title are not aligned. So I want to make it aligned. So in this part, I'm gonna give it a flags. Flags will be column. Cool, and now it's aligned. It's center aligned. Very nice. So so once we click add employee, it's gonna go to another page. But now it has no link. But don't worry, I'm gonna do it now. So add this new employee. So in this button, I can give it event named unclick. So unclick, it's gonna happen, or it's gonna do some function. So let's name it like handle button click. Give it function, but now currently we have no such function. I have defined it and click. So in order to, I have to bind this. Cool. And in this function, what we need to do is that we need to go to another page. So how can we go to another page? There is a function named window dot location replace by the link to another page. Another page, I guess. And now I have put the routine for it. It's a create. So I put create here. So I'm going to do it again. So now I once I click it, okay, it goes to this page, and in this page, okay, hello, this is the new employee page. Cool. And this page is what I'm going to do next. It's in new employee component, and also in this component, now it returns the content in this div, and also cool. And now I'm gonna delete it and add the forms like what I did in the PowerPoint, and I have to create a form. So now that's the content, and also I have to create a form, and I would say that in the Bootstrap there is some instruction for me to how to create a form in Bootstrap easily. So there is component named forms, something like this is a basic form, so I can use it. Cool. Now we copy and paste here. Form. Let me give it some identity as form label. First will be first name. Now don't need this. Text will be, the type will be text. Form control. Now I don't need the for. I don't need the ID. I don't need placeholder. Just here and give it column. And also the second will be the last name. Also the type will be the text. Also I will copy it. Second will be phone. Second, last will be the salary. And also, in notice form, there is a submit button. Cool, submit button. Cool, and now I think it works. So let me see what's gonna happen. Cool, it gives first name, last name, phone, salary. Cool, but now the CSS is not good now, so I also need to do some work to the CSS stuff. Okay, class name, like what I did before, container. And you know this, it should be a class name equals to row. And I need to copy this form into a row. And also, I want to give this page a title. So this title should be there. I'm give it H2. Title will be create new employee. Let's see what's gonna happen. Create a new employee, first name, last name. Cool. But now they are not above, they are left and right. So I need to change the flags. So in this I'm gonna give it flags display. The flags will be the column and also the alignment item should be sent. Now, okay, cool. Now it's on the middle and they are central aligned. But I'm gonna give some margin on the top. So I'm gonna give it margin top 5. And the form margin top 3. Give it a name, cool, 8. Cool, it's much better than before. Here I can input first name, last name, phone number, and the salary. Cool, the basic HTML and CSS is working. It's done. But how can I put some JavaScript functionality here? So the first functionality is that once I input something like once I input my first name, I need something to I need like some variable to accept this value. So how can I do it? So maybe I can define some like basic variable or state and on this state. So now I gave it a string for the initial value, but I can change it later. First name, last name, phone, and also salary. Cool. And also, once I change in this input, once I change something, I can have another change function. And in this function, I'm gonna do something. maybe I can name the function named handler for slave. So okay, I need to define this function named handler for slave and input and accept a parameter named event. And here we can update my first name in the state. So first name will be the event update value. Now the first name in state contains the latest value. Cool. And also I'm gonna do it 3 times for last name, for phone number, and for salary. Cool. And I have to change the last name phone salary. And like what I did before, I have to bind this to this function. And also there is another way, like to use arrow function. Here, I didn't use arrow function because I want to keep it consistent with what I did previously. Cool. Also, I have to integrate this function in the input. Change, unchange. The last name should be handler last name. The phone number will be handler phone. The salary will be handler salary. Cool. Okay, cool. I have changed these forms, and now let me go back to the browser to say use another tool. Components can help me to like inspect the current value in state. Now we have no value, so the first name, last name, phone, salary are empty, as you can see what I showed on my pointer. Now let's give it a first name, such as input Jinpan. Now you can see that the first name is changed according to what I input here. Now it's a value, and the last name Yang. Cool. Phone number 111. Cool. And the salary, let's say 1000. Cool. It gets a value here. So now we can see that all of the update value are in the state. So next step, it's going to call another backend API named route endpoint new employee API. So after I click submit, it's gonna go to this API. So maybe on this point, once I click submit on this form, there is also another function named onSubmit, and on this submit, maybe I can call this API like name and click. Okay, cool. We have to modify this function and button click event. So what I'm going to do? What I'm going to do here is that I have defined URL for post. The post URL will be gonna copy and paste, and this will be new employee. Yes, new employee. And also I want to mention taking here is a development environment. And also if we are in production environment, there will be another URL, but no worries, I'm gonna keep it here. So next I'm gonna use my so now it's a post request. Okay, it seems that I have to input XCOF from here. Cool, post, and the post first parameter will be the URL, and second will be the parameters. Now we have no parameter, but you can see I can define a parameter, and in this parameter, and key should be consistent with here. First name, last name, phone, salary. Like what they should be kept the same. So here, first key will be the first name, and the value will be this state first name, and the second key will be the last name, and the value of this key should be state last name. And also the phone should be this state dot phone. Also the last one salary should be this state salary. Cool. Now we have this parameter, and we input these parameters into export into this API call, and once it's successful, we are gonna get a promise object, and we can use certain function here. Firstly, I'm gonna console the response data, and what will be the response data like? It will like here, because here we sent this result back. So once we code it, we can once we call it, we can get the response data. They're the same. And let me test it. First name Jin Peng Yang, salary 7,000. Submit. Okay, cool. It goes this page, and determine there is an arrow. Employees line 69 class name. So maybe in some place okay, cool. All of the class should be class name. I'm gonna change it now. Cool. And I'm gonna run it again. Okay, it seems that it's redirect to this page again. So there is another way to stop this. So here we can use event prevent default action of this form, because it's a form. This form, once we click submit, it has its own action. So now we prevent it. Run it again. So salary, let's say 2,000, 20,000. Cool. It returns the value here. So it says affect rows. Row is 0 means that we input one row in database, and the message and field count insert ID. Cool. But more idea is that once we click submit button, it will go back to the previous page, the home page. Okay, now, okay, cool. We're gonna not console it. Once we do it successfully, we're gonna go back. So we will location dot replace home page. So now let me run it again. First name, salary amount 000. No, it's 30,000. Submit. Okay, and it goes to back. Cool. And we can see that on the top of this table, okay, all of these rows, these new rows, are the rows that I created just now. And we can see that the salary is 20,000, 13,000. Cool. So basically, what we did works. Not no matter like the HTML or the JS or the CSS. Cool. And also if we click add a new employee, it will go to a new form. All of this stuff, I think up to now what I did are grateful. So here we can see that I can click here, it's done. Also it's done. Cool. So the next step is to deployment. I'm gonna create a new slide for instruction here. Is the deployment. Like I said before, the tool I use is Heroku. So because we have front end and back end, two parts of code, so I'm gonna do it one by one. First thing is to because we have back end and front end, two parts of code. So let me do it one by one. First, I'm gonna deploy my backend code into Heroku. So let me went to the backend code page. Here, I'm gonna open the git bash. Firstly, I'm gonna log in this page. Log in my Heroku profile. So Heroku login. Okay, cool. I've logged in. So the next step will be I have to create new file on my backend folder, name pro file. On this file, I'm gonna input web node index.js. This file is an entrance to the whole backend code on Heroku. So once I finish this, next I'm gonna create an app. Create an app on Heroku. So let me show like how many apps I had on Heroku. So I'm gonna have Yeah, all of these apps are my apps on Heroku, like the HasuraProject, which is a Python app, and the Heroku. So here, I want to create a new Heroku app named Heroku on the command on the git bash. So I'm gonna have create thread project. The thread is my English name, so I want to add it as a prefix to the app name. Okay, cool. It's it's created. Now, because now let me refresh it. We can see that there is an app named Thread Project, and let me open it in. Okay, cool. So I created just now, but now I have to install a database here because on the backend part we built a database tables on my local. And also once I deploy it online, I also need create a table or database online. So let me give it a database, my circle database. Okay, cool. Let me refresh. We can see that. Yeah, I just add my circle database here, and also I need to get information to log in, so I open it. It's just still loading. The internet is kind of slow. Okay, cool. Here is the host name, the username. Now I'm on the backend part. So on the production environment, I'm gonna uncomment it. The option should be changed. So the host will be this. I'm gonna copy it. Username, the password, port number, they're the same. The database name changed as well. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna comment this. Now it's a production. Now it's in the production environment, and I use the database in production here, and all of these are the same. Okay, cool. The basic setting is set. So now I'm gonna get init, initialize it, git repository, git git commit. Give me a second. I'm gonna Let a git ignore file in that folder. Let's give a commitment. Let's say that the backend APIs for Azure project. And then next, I have built a connection between the exist gate and Heroku. So Heroku gate removed red project. Cool. Set gate remove Heroku. Cool. Then this gate push Heroku must. It's still deploying. It's still building. Now it works. Let's say that verify deploying and it's done. So here we can Heroku open it. Heroku open to say what's gonna happen in the browser. So now it seems that I meet an error, Heroku, and it also gives me a method to modify to say this error. So I'm gonna logs to say what's the error. Crashed. Yes, it's crashed. Let me run it. So the first we build a new table. Crash. So I'm gonna copy arrow logs and Google it to see what will happen. It happens sometimes because on my previous experience, it also crashed. web Node.js. Oh, for this port number, yeah, I think so. So I need to change something. Process event port. So here, remember that the Nissan is only 5050 here. If I can use, I have to use this event porter, and also on the proper file, use map node. Cool. Now I change it. I have to run it again. Let's say that debug. So small issue. Okay, push group must. Oh, it's build 6.8. Now I'll say group open. See whether there is a arrow again. Before it returns hello world. Do you know the hello world? Do you remember the hello world? The hello world is the default, like say the default route. There is no underlink, there is no the content after this slash, it returns hello world. Now, based on what I did before, the first step is to use the new table to create a new table. Here, I'm gonna use slash new table. Now, if it succeeds, it's gonna send us a message that table created. Nice. And also, once the table is created, now next is the insertion, right? Inserting the data into this table. The data set example. Cool. Now let's run it again. Cool, it says insert successfully. Like they are the same results as what I did on my local, right? So the next part will be the employees. So if we run the employees, we can get let's say we can get all of this information from the table. So let me say it. Oh, it's not insertion. It's employees. Cool. The reason that why we got 20 is that because do you know that just now I run it the insertion again. So this the code insert another 10 records into this table. So like I can say that, like let's assume that let's say that the employee ID equals to 20 should be the same as the employee ID equals to 10. As you can see that they have the same phone number salary because they are I run the insertion API again by accident. So it inserts this data again. But no worries, it has no influence impact on the next page, on the next step. Okay, cool. Now we got the APIs, right? This API changed. It's online. It's not a local app. So on the front end, we remember that on the home page, I can mention that the development URL is like this. So here, I need URL equals to this. This is for what? This is a production environment, right? And I will comment the previous one. Use the production environment here, and also on the new environment, on the new employees here, right? Then also I need to use this production one API new employee. Also I will comment the previous one. Now all of these are online. Cool. The next step is to deploy a front-end code to the Haruku. So on this page, I'm gonna create a new app named like that project front-end. Yeah, maybe on the previous app I need named it like Thread project backend, but it's fun. I mean, it's just a name. Create an app. Cool. And the settings here, because the Haruku only provides like the build pack for Python, for Node, or Ruby, or Java, by default. Haruku doesn't support the same build pack for React, so I need to do some settings like add a build pack. Here, I have to use this one. This can help us to build our React project into a real HTML, and then we can use it. Now let's go back to the front end. On the front end, and also like what I did before, I'm gonna say in git add git comment named that show project front end. Cool. And also like it's still building. Now it works. Let's say that verify deploying, and it's done. So here we can Haruku open it. Haruku open to say what's gonna happen in the browser. So now it seems that I meet an error, Haruku, and it's also giving me a method to modify to say this error. So I'm gonna log to say what's the error. Crashed. Yes, it's crashed. Let me run it. So the first we build a new table. Crash. So I'm gonna copy arrow logs and Google it to see what will happen. It happens sometimes because on my previous experience, it also crashed. web Node.js. Oh, for this port number, yeah, I think so. So I need to change something. Process event port. So here, remember that the listen is only 5050 here. If I can use, I have to use this event porter, and also on the proper file, use map node. Cool. Now I change it. I have to run it again. Let's say that debug. So small issue. Okay, push group must. Oh, it's built succeed. Now I'll say group open. See whether there is a arrow again. Because it returns hello world. Do you know the hello world? Do you remember the hello world? The hello world is the default, like say the default route. There is no underlink, there is no the content of this slash, it returns hello world. Now, based on what I did before, the first step is to use the new table to create a new table. Here, I'm gonna use slash new table. Now, if it succeeds, it's gonna send us a message that table created. Nice. And also, once the table is created, now next is the insertion, right? Inserting the data into this table. The data set example. Cool. Now let's run it again. Cool, it says insert successfully. Like they are the same results as what I did on my local, right? So the next part will be the employees. So if we run the employees, we can get let's say we can get all of this information from the table. So let me say it. No, it's not insertion. It's employees. Cool. The reason that why we got 20 is that because do you know that just now I run it the insert again. So this the code insert another 10 records into this table. So like I can say that, like let's assume that let's say that the employee ID equals to 20 should be the same as the employee ID equals to 10. As you can see that they have the same phone number salary because they are I run the insertion API again by accident. So it's insert this data again. But no worries, it has no influence impact on the next page, on the next step. Okay, cool. Now we got the APIs, right? This API changed. It's online. It's not a local app. So on the front end, we remember that on the home page, like I mentioned that the development URL is like this. So here, I need URL equals to this. This is for what? This is a production environment, right? And I will comment the previous one. Use the production environment here, and also on the new environment, on the new employees here, right? Then also I need to use this production one API new employee. Also I will comment the previous one. Now all of these are online. Cool. The next step is to deploy a front-end code to the Heroku. So on this page, I'm gonna create a new app named like that project frontend. Yeah, maybe on the previous app I need named it like Thread project backend, but it's fun. I mean, it's just a name. Create an app. Cool. And the settings here, because Heroku only provides like the build pack for Python, for Node, or Ruby, or Java by default. But Heroku doesn't support the same build pack for React. So I need to do some settings like add a backpack, add a build pack. Here, I have to use this one. This can help us to build our React project into a real HTML, and then we can use it. Now let's go back to the front end. On the front end, also like what I did before. I'm gonna git in git add git comment named that show project front end. Cool. And also